I'm Ben Bailey, and I believe our homegrown food is world class. The quality of our produce, the skill, creativity and passion of our people is second to none. There is more to the New Zealand food story than ever before. Here at Ahi, we are always striving to use the best local ingredients and tell the provenance of where it comes from. Food is more than fuel to power our bodies. Our food in New Zealand has a unique story. I want to experience its origins and the Kiwis behind it. I'm a Waikato boy through and through, and I love the region. Stretching from the Bombay Hills in the north down to Moko in the south and across to the Kaimai Ranges in the east. And at the foothills of an extinct volcano lies a farm that needs to be made world famous. And I'm here to see Phil Weir and get a tour of his place. Mount Pongia, what a beautiful spot. These are your animals.
Yeah, so these are a selection of rising 2-year-old heifers and steers, so prime beef cattle that we've reared since they were calves.
Did you see that one? It looks like a tiger.
The Taranaki tiger.
Is that called a Taranaki tiger?
Yeah, that's a Taranaki tiger. Some people don't like the Taranaki tiger, but its fat content can sometimes it can have a little bit of yellow from Jersey parentage, so often the Jersey comes through and it throws that unique out.
I like the yellow fat.
Yeah, well, that's good then. So you'll love a Taranaki tiger.
When you want to put beef on the menu at the restaurant, you're always looking for an interesting story. Like beef from Mount Pongia for me is straight away an interesting story. People are going to ask, where is it and why have you chosen it? And yeah, I think that's just a really cool story. I think Waikato beef should be famous. It's famous for its dairy.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it's not a byproduct, but we do have beef that get raised as well along with the dairy animals, but we don't really see Waikato beef on the menu anywhere, right?
No, and it feels a little bit like Waikato. Like the Waikato region's not sort of a sexy farming area as such. You know, we grow grass really, really well.
I think it's sexy.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I like it a lot. I think the Waikato's a fantastic place to live, but also a fantastic place to farm. So we have an outstanding climate for growing grass, and our motto here is if we grow really good grass, then we grow really good animals. So our basic ethos here is we look after the land, we look after the animals, and that produces a good product. One plus the other equals a good outcome for, and hopefully a good product for you as a restaurateur, yeah.
A happy paddock for Phil is lush grass that comes up to your red bands and then is eaten down to a loafer shoe size. So on the plate now, what makes your beef so great?
I think New Zealand beef's unique because it is grass finished. I think, if you go anywhere else in the world, it's all feedlot finished. What we're really proud of is that we can take a calf that we buy at 100 kilos and take it through to a finished steer or heifer that is eaten grass and lived a really natural life. It hasn't been inside, it hasn't been fed concentrates or anything like that. So it's just a really natural system. It's not necessarily the really fatty product that you might get somewhere else, but yeah, we really like it.
Got deep flavour.
Deep flavour, yeah. It's got a story to it, I think, yeah.
You know, the PR machine of Waikato Dairy has been cranking for, a good 100 or so years, we need to fire up Waikato beef.
Yeah, I think so.
Make it famous.
I think so. It'd be fantastic.
There are so many amazing facets to this farm, and land management is also a key factor.
Typically, we move the animals every second day. When the grass is really growing, we tend to shift them Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so we can have the weekend off. But most of the time, it's every second day. And what we try and do is have square paddocks so that the animals don't tend to walk up and down. That limits the amount of mess that they make. So if the paddock's square, the animal will tend to stay put. If it's a linear paddock, they'll tend to walk up and down. So there's quite a lot of, I suppose, being a farmer, there's a lot of sort of animal behavioural stuff that you observe, and then the way that you construct your fields and your paddocks are deliberate so that the animals sort of graze it properly, but also minimise the mess.
Phil and his family have retired 14% of the farm and planted over 40,000 natives in the past 6 years.
What we've done here is there's 3 waterways that come into one spot, and we're in the upper tributary of the Waipa catchment. This stream here goes down to the Rangitukia, which goes through our farm, then to the Kini Wha, and then to the Waipa, and then to the Waikato. And so we're sort of right at the start. So our idea here is that if we can maintain water quality here, then we're giving it the best chance as it goes down. And a lot of the science says that a lot of the pollution can happen in the upper reaches. So we're just here trying to do our bit. So we've made the decision to retire it, and we just think it's the right thing to do for the landscape.
But this is retirement, like forever.
Correct, yep. So this will never be farmed again.
What's working, you can hear the tuis.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. And I guess the cool bit here is we're really lucky that there's some little remnant pockets of bush on the farm, and our idea is if we can connect them up, then it does provide habitat for the birds.
It's been an eye-opener learning the provenance of greenlee beef. It is something that fits so well into the ahi ethos. There is only one thing left to do. Drag Phil and his family down to their favourite picnic spot and have some of his farm beef for a wee snack. All right. Shall we season it up? I'm going to get it in your gumboots. When we do beef, first time we try it, this is like the acid test, right?
How good is it?
Yeah, so it's like the salt and pepper test. Okay, so the beef's grown on this farm, but where does it go to be processed?
Yeah, so we process our beef with Greenlee in Hamilton, and the reason we chose Greenlee initially was because it's the closest place that our beef can be processed. So we like to think that we give the animals a fantastic life here, and then they get a really short trip into Hamilton to then be processed. And I suppose one of the cool things about Greenlee is it's a family business as well. So I guess from that perspective, it shares some similar values with us as a family farming business. And and so since we started sending stuff with them, we've had a really good relationship.
Oh, look at that. That looks good. What do you guys think?
What do you think, Freya?
It's okay. Is that it?
It's an okay, but maybe
Might be better than
better than okay.
You know, they say children are your toughest critics.
Put some in here. Make a picture on your back.
Make it look pretty.
Ready to eat. Ready to eat. Okay, done. What about this one?
Little picnic. There you go. Yeah, she can eat with your hands if you want.
You like it, Marks? Freya, what do you think of the beef?
Delicious. Very salty.
So we've cooked on the farm. Now I really want you guys to come back to the restaurant. I'm going to do some work with the team, figure out what to do, but, you know, let's come back and you'll get to see the full ahi experience and how the greenlee beef goes on the menu.
Awesome.
Sound good?
Yeah, fantastic.
You guys can come too.
We made it, right, Henry? So we grew it and then Ben cooked it. So that's the combo, right?
Teamwork, buddy. Coming up, I get to see how my favourite seasonal vegetable is grown and get blown away by the white gold. As a chef and regular home cook, I love seasonal produce. And come mid-spring, my favourite vegetable arrives. The mighty asparagus. Hello, Bill. How are you?
Hello, Ben. It's great to finally meet you.
I know. 5 years or something of buying asparagus from you, and I'm finally here. Look at these. Wow.
We planted these about 2 or 3 years ago because of the interest in purple, and there's not many purple growers around.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Can I try? Normally at the restaurant you're trying asparagus that are a couple of days old, but that's just obviously been picked, and it's probably the sweetest asparagus I've ever tasted.
That certainly helps. And that's one of the things with green fern. We pick asparagus today and we have it up in Auckland tomorrow morning.
Amazing. The Waikato's famous for growing asparagus, isn't it?
Yes, it's probably the biggest growing area in New Zealand. Climate's good, soil's excellent.
It's got to be one of the only seasonal vegetables around these days. There's not many. Like in the supermarkets, you can get tomatoes all year round, you can get broccoli all year round, but you can't get asparagus.
Well, asparagus is a very short season and it's probably one of the first starters into the season, so it's got the advantage there.
We're going to pick some asparagus.
I've got a bucket here for
Is
you.
that for me?
Absolutely.
Is this, what is this, Waikato ingenuity?
Yes, to a degree.
All right.
That's correct.
Are they your
Looking good.
Waikato safety sandals?
Don't look at those.
So where do I cut?
That'll do.
There?
Yep. Cut it there. Cut the next one a little bit longer.
But if you give me 2 long ones, right, I can't use that end bit and you charge me for it.
No, we cut that off.
Oh, do you? Okay,
We would
fair
never
enough.
do
Oh,
that.
just keeping an eye on you, mate.
Never do that.
There. What
Yep.
about this guy?
Yes, sort of like human beings. Some people are tall, some people are short.
We don't discriminate here, eh? On
No,
this, on
not
this
at all.
property.
He's doing well.
It's a lot of crouching, isn't it?
He'd be in the lower paid bracket, I think. Thankfully, he's got a good restaurant up in Auckland.
Can you imagine being crouched like this all day?
Can we keep on going and move into the green?
Yeah, let's get into the green, eh? The flavour is way different now. I didn't really consider it at the restaurant, but when you eat the purple and now eat a green, the flavour's a lot stronger. It is less sweet, but it tastes more, I'm trying to think of the word, like green, so to speak. Aren't they just amazing plants? You call yourself green fern, and obviously, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but when they're actually like fully grown, they're this huge fern, aren't they?
Yes. They have to go into a fern to build up the energy for next season. Just before Christmas, we stop picking and it grows very quickly into a fern.
Yeah.
Could be 6 foot high, and it just from the atmosphere, it takes in all the energies and puts it into the root system.
So what family is this vegetable from?
It's from the lily family,
From the lily family.
strangely enough.
I've always struggled in Auckland to grow asparagus in my garden. Is it the soil? Could it be a multiple things, or is
But you leave it to us.
I know, but they're just so amazing, aren't they?
They love compost.
They love compost. Okay.
They'll grow immediately, and next year you could pick, but it pays not to. It pays to leave it for 2 or 3 years. Yes.
Oh, so you let them go to fern for a couple of years, let them...
Build up.
Bill has a massive knowledge and enthusiasm for this incredible vegetable, and he's been doing this 70 hours a week for 20 years.
I'd never heard of an asparagus before. I thought they grew in tins.
Yeah, well, and, you know, growing up in the Waikato, that's all we ate, wasn't it? We need to do a Bill Cummings asparagus roll at the restaurant. This is where the inspiration comes. How do we make a world-class asparagus roll?
I don't eat asparagus rolls.
How do you eat them?
I slice them up like beans, stir fry them, put them in a bowl and put oyster sauce on. Far too sweet.
Well, we'll leave the cooking ideas to me and the growing to you, I think.
Irene didn't hear that because I can't cook.
Bill also grows the most ginormous carrots and over 1,000 artichokes. But it is the white gold that I'm super keen to see. The white asparagus.
Here we are, Ben. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. This is incredible.
White gold.
Look at this place. I mean, this is just breathtaking, isn't it? Wow. You can see they are a different variety by the shape, aren't they? They're sort of like a little bit different.
Yes, these were bred for white asparagus.
Yeah. They're a lot fatter too, aren't they?
Yes. Insides of the tents are just dripping with moisture in the heat of the summer, so they're self-irrigating.
Wow. So the flavour of these ones again?
Yes, tell us about these. Same?
No, different, way different. It's even sweeter than the purple.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. And it's milder. It's still got deep flavour, but what I'm saying by milder, it's like, if you're talking about a chili, it's like less spicy. This is like a more milder asparagus flavour, but it's very, very sweet.
I'm sending these all around New Zealand.
You almost could do a dessert with these, eh? They're that sweet. What do you reckon?
I'll leave that to you.
I don't like your cooking ideas much.
No, I gathered that. OK, I think it's about time, Ben, to go back to the pack house and we'll have a cup of tea and white asparagus for dessert.
Brilliant. Let's do it, Bill.
Let's do it.
Bill, my bucket is full. I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to take it off.
Can I go in the front like that? Is that a bit weird?
No, that looks better anyway.
Does it?
It looks more secure.
Coming up, Callie Brett from Cuisine Magazine and I check out the Soil Sisters, which is a revolution about urban food forests. With my ear to the ground about who's doing great things relating to food, I've invited myself to a women's collective who are passionate about getting the most out of one's backyard.
Look at this. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Bringing you
Welcome.
asparagus.
Hi. Oh my God, amazing. Hi.
How are you? Straight from Tamaheri. Obviously grown and picked asparagus unsuccessfully at home, but to see how they grow them, and then of course the white asparagus grown in the dark, and it was just incredible.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's so cool though. This is how this all came about, because I was just like starting to find all these little producers in and around the area, and I've never thought of the Waikato as having all these amazing market gardeners, veggies. You just kind of think dairy.
Yeah, 100%. Why is Waikato not famous for food?
I know, it should be. And that's what we're trying to do. Wait till you get in there and try some of the food. Yeah,
Awesome.
You'll be blown away.
This is Annie's house, and she is a food forest guru and shows what you can do with a quarter-acre section.
So food forest, you mean turning your backyard into a forest of edibles?
Yeah, as much food as you can possibly grow. So, give up the lawn and use it to grow food, and also like plant natives and bring in all the good birds and promote biodiversity in your backyard. And I mean, this is a quarter acre, but really you don't even need this much land.
Yeah.
When you look at how we have a front yard and a backyard in New Zealand, like that's actually, we're really lucky to have that space. And there's so much potential to be able to grow your own food.
So you call yourself the Soil Sisters. So obviously, everyone thinks about growing vegetables and stuff like that, but it actually starts way before preparing the soil. So how do you transform a back garden growing essentially a monocrop grass into a place where you can produce amazing vegetables?
All of us here at the Soil Sisters, what's really important is actually working with nature.
Yes.
And the natural properties of soil and building soil life.
Yeah.
And I've learned so much off a lot of the women here, because it's like, how do you actually grow your seeds and your seedlings in a way that are going to have really healthy immune systems when you put them in the soil? So that then prevents weeds and pest disease and things like that. And so it's really kind of it is taking that real step back. And actually when you get your hands in the soil, there's actually just this kind of magic that happens. It's I find it a real break away from my life. If I've got something that's I can't figure out a solution to, I'll just go get my hands in the soil and get totally away from it, and just something will come up. And that's what I love about the Soil Sisters. We're actually a community, and we get more out of just growing stuff. It's about the connection that we have with each other around growing food, and that's the most important thing.
The Soil Sisters are a truly inspiring group of women who regularly come together to share their knowledge and lend a helping hand. And I'm here to help plant with Callie Brett from Cuisine Magazine.
So we're missing some in here, right?
When we talk about a New Zealand food story, I guess we don't often consider people's backyards, and what they can do and what they can be transformed into.
Yeah, and how amazing for that change in think and change in approach, so that people can actually realise that they can do it themselves. They don't have to rely
100%.
on a food chain that's provided for them. I'm just realising why my pot plants all die. Because
Forget to water them.
Well, there's that, but also, I probably, I just take another plant, chuck it in. I don't worry about the soil.
I know, that's so true.
Who would think about the soil? I'm worrying about what's above it. I don't think we don't think enough about what's actually down there and what's happening down there. Look at that, Ben. Look.
That's
Oh my
life. That's a
gosh.
sign of really good life.
That's a really good sign of good life, isn't
It's
it?
a
That's
massive worm.
amazing.
Here you go, buddy.
And a part of the knowledge sharing, the Soil Sisters host lunches that bring everyone together, and the food is locally grown and made. And believe me, the spread is to die for.
So today I brought a lime cheesecake because there's so many limes on the tree at home.
Kia ora. I bought a venison bourguignon I brought some hummus with pesto made from herbs from our garden.
Wild pulled pork with one of our products, which is a chai-spiced honey. Some venison sausage rolls.
Homemade feta from our house cow.
I baked 5 loaves of bread because I knew there were lots of people.
I brought a carrot top pesto.
I have brought today the salad. It's got shadiku in it, it's got sorrel, parsley, fennel, lots of different edible flowers.
So this is salad from 3 different gardens from here, and this is honey lemon dressing. And the olives from that tree there.
It's also a good time to catch up with Kelly Brett from Cuisine Magazine. She has a wealth of knowledge and I want her take on the New Zealand food story.
I really, truly believe that now's the time for New Zealand food and drink stories to go to the rest of the world. Even my magazine, what Cuisine was all about was bringing global inspiration into New Zealand.
Yes.
But I believe we've gone full circle now and it's time to take New Zealand inspiration out. It's so important to be able to tell a good story and to be able to, which is why I'm so excited about this show. There's a much broader audience out there that really don't understand food at all and don't understand what an experience with food is other than in a supermarket. You know, they've got no idea where it's come from. Value is the most important thing, and there'll never be any value in our food and in our drink if people don't understand where it comes from and understand what it takes to produce it, to grow it. We'll never be like Italy or like France because we don't have all of that. What we've got is a lot of different traditions and a lot of different cultures, and the future of Māori food is so coming up now and people are starting to understand it. It's been hidden for so long to so many people in New Zealand. So, you know, all of those different flavours and things coming in, it's really quite an exciting time. New Zealand to the world, Ben.
Let's do it.
True to my word, the Greenlee Beef team come to Ahi for lunch, but the kids were left behind.
Greenlee beef, we went to Mount Pongia in the Waikato, which is actually my neck of the woods, my mountain.
Right.
Got 16 of them arriving, 16 farmers, and we've got to do their beef dish justice. Everyone's arriving, Mike.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's outstanding. Yeah, that's unreal. Thank you.
A New Zealand food story was brought to you by Balance Farm Environment Awards, promoting sustainable farming and growing.